Well then, I'm alive still, I guess. I really should emphasize, I was very, very close to, like, you know, having my run my end, like, you know, that last episode there. If we took, like, another ship hit from, like, you know, that guy before when piloting failed, I would have basically lost, so I really lucked out and not died there. But I'm going to have to basically pay a huge, you know, amount of money basically to get my ship repaired. We got to deliver this person here as well. So, yeah, not great. Not great at all. Oh, I can deliver this guy first. Let's do that, maybe. There we go. Get that done. We lost some more repetitive defaults doing that, but it's fine. Let's pay some wages, I guess. Now, I figure this guy I want to get like another soldier, basically, so is I have to recruit him. But I know that I get, like, a level 10 soldier now, so basically that's so much, like, influence we can get that now, so that's nice. We'll try this, so boom. And this soldier basically has very, very little initiative, but, you know, the other stats aren't too bad. I should probably know some about, like, your guys who are recruiting, by the way. We're basically recruiting high-level, like, you know, guys who basically find to have, like, higher stats, overall. So basically it's, like, almost all 20s that this guy has here. That's basically resolved the fact that, like, you know, these guys are at higher ranks, so we have a hard chance to basically gain better guys as a result. I'm not going to take that guy, though, because I want to basically have someone a little bit, you know, a little bit better at that rank, basically, so we're not going to take him. So yeah, I really came close to dying in that last mission because, basically, like, when you're, like, you know, in ship battles, there is no way to, like, surrender, like a ship battle when you're in it. You can surrender before ship battle, and you can, like, surrender your troops when you're basically in crew battles, but you can't surrender ship battles, and that's actually something that's, like, you know, weakness of this game. You basically can't surrender ship battles, and, you know, it is possible to, like, die in ship battles as a result of that. But anyhow, we're going to basically train the Arbor here, and, well, from that point, we'll just basically go from there, I guess, so. Shall return, we must accompany Arbor Broxton back to Faen Court to meet with Prince Calgan Faen. We bring near happy times nor good news. Many welcomes, Estelle. And Captain, once again I owe you my gratitude for your services well rendered. Greetings to you both. We have not yet met. I am Valencia Faen. Valencia, it is an honor to finally meet you. I only wish that it was under better circumstances. Estelle? Do not bandy with words. Speak your news, now and clearly. Callaghan, you are well aware of my commitment to Shaolin law. Don't start powdering on with me, Estelle. I don't want to hear your rogue platitudes. Father, contain yourself. Absolutely not, Vale. You don't know this witch, but I do. She is about to feed you to those Devatos rats. You should heed your daughter's warning, Callaghan. You will betray me, my family, and my daughter. I betray no one. I uphold the law. You can't be serious. I did not bomb that accursed facility. By the flag, this is a farce. I am sorry, Valencia. They hold undeniable evidence. Multiple bombs were smuggled off your ship onto the Highwind. Surveillance footage from multiple satellites and security systems all support their claims. I should not be telling you this. It takes the case. But I am because of our friendship. Because of our friendship? How can you even say that now? You snake in the grass. Responsibility flows upwards. As the captain of Medusa, Val will be found guilty. I did no such thing. Get out of my court. Now! Begone, you Zendu witch! It was a good moment to excuse ourselves from the palace. None of us want to be within Callaghan's striking distance for a moment longer. We've gained a major experience reward across our crew. And now I basically speak to the Arbor. So, Arbor, what will you do next? I must recuse myself from the proceedings. I will find another Star Trader to give me a ride back to my holdings on my line. Whatever happens next, it won't be helped by having me here. And what will you do once you arrive on my line? There is no fair time to waste. This legal mess has shown me only one thing. The faction accords aren't working for our people anymore. There is a feud coming between the Faen and the Char, and it will be long and deep and bloody. It will not end with their attempt on Val's life. If Saloon law and its judicial structures aren't enough to help stop this from happening, then we must find new ways to keep the peace. I have long championed the amendments to the faction accords to form a united coalition that would have overseen this kind of case. A united coalition would have taken it out of the hands of the DFuxa judge. If the case had been handled by a neutral party, perhaps the feud could have been prevented. So much hangs in the balance. 2 more royal families locked in a death grip of a feud, thousands of lives, years of instability and war. Blood spilt on both sides. Rest assured, if Val dies, Calgon will seek royal blood in return. Sigh. There is much to do, but I must return to Ryland to finish the negotiations I started. Our people can wait no longer for a united coalition. I have need of a dedicated starter to help me. You have more than proven your mettle. I would ask you for your help if I could get it. I know that you may wish to stay here and help the Prince Faen see this through. Arbor Broxton was added and offered to a mission list to join on Ryland where she needs help advocating for the amendments to form a united coalition. I am sure that we will find Prince Faen is calmed if we wish to return to his court and his employ. Alright, so, Arbor, is the case completely lost? Calgon is sure to fight it tooth and claw to the bitter end, but in my judgment it is lost. And then, you can, do this other stuff. Arbor, you are a cold-hearted creature. You say it as if it was a bad thing. Calgon was your friend and longtime ally. You dropped him without a second thought. Does that change what his daughter did? Let me tell you the truth, Star Trader. If you let it, your warm and beating heart will take control of you. Logic, truth, and the law. You'll toss them aside for friendship, love, and loyalty. You'll come to only serve yourself. I serve a higher calling, the oaths of my ancestors, the promises we made to Shalun and to the law. So take that and check your gut, Captain. Until we meet again, Arbiter. I hope that you will consider joining me on my line. But I can see that you are thinking of helping the Faen. You must be careful of their court politics, Captain. Join me on my line. That is a decision I will have to make. I should not be telling you this, but I spoke with Judge One, who is running the case. He is hard set on keeping the legal proceedings within 6 years' time. It is well within his right as judge. Enough. I have said far too much. Now I must go. Arbor still has given us inside intel into Highwind legal proceedings and exactly when they will end, within the next 6 years. If we wish to return up to Faen, we must return to the court and meet with Calgon. So basically, we drop off Arbor and basically finish off this storyline arc. And that's good because now I can basically go and fix my ship, which is going to take 7 weeks to do because it's going to be like that. And boom, repair my fuel, I guess, to get the full fuel tank now. That my fuel tank's basically repaired. We'll pay my wages. I'm not by a lot to go to Calgon to try and recruit someone else now with my guys because this will be reset. So we'll try again, and boom. This guy was probably worse, I think, than the last guy. He's basically got good strength again, but he's got poor stats on the air front. He does have less armor as well too. So we're gonna dismiss this guy. So I'll know at this point, basically, at this part of the storyline, it basically goes into the next phase of the story. Basically, this game's broken down in phases, and the first phase is basically the Arbiter and taking her to Calgon Faen, doing his little quest there and bring her back. The second will basically be dealing with Calgon's court, and the DFuxas basically are dealing with that as well. My guy's going to be train up in Exosky here a little bit now. You're going to basically train up to be a better engineer, because why not? And someone else leveled up too, so I'm not at rank 8 for her. She still has to get a little bit more ranks on it, but we're getting there. 2 more levels, I think, is when she gets to rank 8 for her stuff. Alright, well, now, I want to know something I actually think about my crew here. I'll note that there's actually something to note about my crew, and I don't have anyone who has the negotiating talents, and there's something I may want to do with Revy here. She could be trained to be a blade dancer. That's basically a job in this game that you can train your officers to become more fine, and they're basically a pretty good job to basically get a talent for negotiation. And It's basically not that far off from being a bodyguard blade dancer because basically you get like blades and tactics. As a bodyguard, basically you always get like blades and tactics. So it'd be sort of like scenarios of that, and we also really get negotiate basically as a result of like going into blade dancer. It's something I may want to look into. I could look into it, see how it works. But alright, we're basically yammering on at this point. So I want to basically show off something at this point. So I know that you can't buy new ships in this game, and basically what I'm doing with like all these credits, earning all this stuff. I'm basically trying to earn enough credits to basically get something called the Reach Cruiser, I think it's called. It's basically a ship from like Alta Mesa here, and as you can see here, it basically cost me quite a bit to get this like ship. There's also Reach Defender from Cater, but we're gonna go for this one. I need to get basically 700 K basically get it. I'm almost there. But I also want to have money basically to like customize it after that. So we're gonna try and earn a little bit more money to get it, and then we'll go from there. Is the idea. At this point, let's just look for like what this guy basically has to offer, I guess, on now. So we just see what his like narrative is going to be all about. So we should see if Calgon's temper is cooled. By the way, I'll go to like note the missions here. Basically, like there's nothing in here, but it's basically got like 9 years and for 8 weeks basically for this to be done. But here's a highway case right here. So I got 6 years basically before it's done. So this is already kicking down this one here. We have to get on it, so to speak. So we'll talk to Calgon and do that. Captain, I am glad to see you returned. Let me apologize for my outburst. I should have known that Estelle would value her political neutrality over helping my family, even after all these years. I believe, my prince, that while she is hell-bent on playing the impartiality card, she is not wrong. A 10 char holds compelling evidence against your daughter. We have seen some of it ourselves. The Arbiter did leave a report with some details. Enough to see what is coming. I can see that you are not done fighting, Prince Faen. No, far from it. Valentia's life is at stake today, but that won't be at the end of Princess Attend's ambitions. Princess Attend's ambitions go far beyond it. This will be a trying time for the Faen bloodline. I hope that you will stick by us now. There is much work to be done. This case is far from settled. Now, this is basically the court of Calgon Faen, and I actually could have gone here a little bit, earlier, basically to like talk to these people, but whatever. We can talk to them now. So basically, I can talk to whoever I want to. So, Prince Calgon, what is your next play? From what you and Arbiter Boxton have shared, this legal case will be hard to win. Aten has so much hard evidence. So, we must fight the 2 battles. First, we must meet Princess Char head-on in a legal court. We will slow her down, challenge every scrap of evidence, and drag this case through the mud. Second, we must work to position the higher senior powers of both our factions. No one wants to see this turn into a duel of assassins in Sepatan. If we can get the Devolto Syndicate leadership to see the damages this will do to trade, they may demand Princess Char accept this compensation. You will need a dedicated Star Trader to negotiate on your behalf and carry messages across your quadrants. The destinations are not near, Captain. I will pay well for your work. For it to have an impact, you'll need to move quickly and without much delay. So Prince Calgon Faen will now offer us missions that will allow us to influence the outcome of his legal case between his daughter Valencia and the Princess Aten Char. Now, nobody, like, if I had a guy from the negotiation, it'd be, like, worth going into, but these, like, missions they'll basically offer are going to be, like, very difficult to look into because I don't have a negotiating talent for it. But yeah, basically we're switching over to Political Crusade. My family is in need of, like, little, people basically for us now. And if you basically go down, like, this right here, it'll basically see, like, he's got basically offers basically to, like, advance the Voltals, of course. But basically, you're going to be trying to, like, position, like, the higher powers of, like, both our factions to do stuff. So, basically wants to, like, to go to, Ultimates of Prime and directly Prince, position the High Prince of, like, our faction, basically. So, we'd be, basically positioning the High Prince of, like, Ultimates here. And then coming back. This one right here would be, like, you have to go to, prepare evidence basically on the case. And then we have one over here, just be like internal pressure. He basically wanted to negotiate on his behalf, basically to, like, get the Voltals off his case. Basically, like, trying from all angles, basically with him right here to do this stuff. Now, although, by the way, like, I could, like, go down like doing his missions, but I'm not really going to worry about it. I don't think so. We'll look at these guys a little bit over here. By the way, if I say we're considering important missions you have offered as Prince Faen, The fight against Princess Esenchar will be long, and it will be fought at a negotiation table and in the courtroom. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. And, see us again. But yeah, we'll basically go to our guys here and basically learn what they're offering basically for us. So, the tour with Broxton did not turn out as planned. It's nothing new, Captain. The entire affair has been sticking in a byways pit from the beginning. We had hoped our tour with the Arbor might flesh it out. No such luck. I only wish I had smelled the stink earlier. What were you doing at the Highwind? For years, our family has been trying to reach an agreement with Tenchar over technological exchange. Our ultimate scientists have developed a prototype of high-efficiency hyperwarp engine. The meeting at the Highwind would have given the Faen family the first look at exactly what research they had to trade. Did you bomb the Highwind military installation? I'm glad we can be frank with each other. I give my responsibility that I am not responsible for the bombing. However, I could believe that a traitor aboard my ship, the Medusa, snuck multiple explosives onto the orbital station. If that ends up being the case, I had no knowledge of it at the time. And yet, I may suffer retribution for it. Alright, so, I'm sure that Prince Caligan has this well in hand. I see. You think Caligan will get to the bottom of this. You've seen where his play with the Arbor got us already. He will do everything he will do everything he can to delay the case, but he can't stop what is coming. I did not orchestrate the bombing of the Highwind. That can only mean one thing. There was a traitor among my crew. There's another hand at play. If you really want to get to the bottom of this, I need the help of an independent hand outside of the court. That would be you, Star Trader. You suspect the traitor among your crew. It is far past suspicion at this point. I have reason to believe there is another hand pulling strings in this mess. Speak clearly, Valencia. After the bombing, my crew started to jump ship at every turn. It was not a surprise. They all knew returning with me would mean prison bars and tough portions. Prison bars? Every crew who stuck with me has been detained and interrogated since my return. My father's intelligence corps is looking for a culprit. By all accounts, someone aboard your ship is responsible for the bombing, so they are all suspects. Except that the guilty crew would have jumped ship long before our return. Caligan has people looking for them, but his hands are tied. He has to play by the rules, else risks the case going up in flames. We couldn't track down that many people even if we tried. I am thinking of one man of particular interest. His name is Caleb Demure. Why him? I've known for some time that he's a Huna agent. The independent revolutionaries. The one only. Someone thought I'll call them terrorists. Tell us about the Huna. Independents have always scratched out a living on the fringes of faction space. They chose to live on the unclaimed back planets, the real backwater, in order to be free of faction law, or in many cases, to hide from faction law. We set down in these systems. That kind of freedom can only be found on the worst systems. They chose the freedom, but it has left them vulnerable. They get shoved around when the fast factions start jostling. The Huna Collective has risen out of resentment. They claim that greed and power of the factions are destroying the free people. And they channel that anger into violence. They're known for murder, sabotage, and intimidation tactics, but they're fighting for a cause they believe in. Bombing an orbital installation might just be in their bag of tricks. Alright, so, we're not chasing after ghosts. Caleb is long gone. Caleb Demar is no ghost. He's still alive. I know my world on which he split from my crew. And I know a smuggler he used to work for on another neighboring system. The Huna were behind the bombing. If we had proof of that, my name would be cleared. This is not a dead end, and I pay you handsomely to help you prove my innocence. So Valencia Faen has added a story mission for her part. We can accept it, basically hunt down Caleb Demore. So I'm basically, that's like go with her. Basically, basically each of these guys have like different paths you want to follow for their missions, and you basically do all of them at the same time if you want to, for the most part, until a certain point. Basically, she wants you to hunt down this rogue, and try and get evidence that it wasn't her basically planning the bombing. We know what needs to be done. So I know everything must be whispering in your ear. I know everyone must be whispering in your ear, Captain. But I need your help to track me down Caleb Demore. The trail's not getting warmer. Blah blah blah. Alright, let's just talk to the other guys now. So here's, Erik Faen. You must be Erik Faen. That is correct. I am Calgon's second son by blood. Many welcomes, Star Trader. My father has already thanked you, but let me extend my gratitude as well. This business with my sister, Val, is toxic. It needs to be ended quickly. It has landed your family in difficult political waters. Between us, it is toxic from within, Captain. In what way, Erik? Valencia is basically under house arrest. She is not under lock and key only for her own protection. None of us know if we can trust her. If she were free to roam, what more damage might she do? It looks like the case against your sister will move forward. So the Arbiter was unable to stop the case. It will go forward. Arbiter brought himself compelling evidence that she will leave it in the hands of the judge. Then it's settled. There's no power in the galaxy that can stop Atenchar from getting what she wants. A duel of assassins. When a court grants a duel of assassins, a death court is formed. Each faction in a duel rushes to take their grievances to the death court, petitioning for capturing to kill warrants. If a duel is declared, death court will issue a death warrant for Valencia's life. I don't think it's a question of when, Captain. Atenchar will have a chance to spill royal blood. But she has underestimated me. I need a Star Trader to help me repair the famed retribution. Do you believe Valencia bombed the Highwind? Matters of retribution and justice are not matters of opinion, Captain. It does not matter what I believe, it matters what the DFuxa judge rules. That will be a lesson to remember. Once the court rules, the truth is of little consequence. Tell us what you're planning, Erik. Regardless of what happened at the Highwind Orbital, it is clear that Atenchar is planning. When the court rules, they will compel Calgon to pay compensation for the damages. The sum will be astronomical, measured in credits, percentages of industry, profits for years, advantageous trade treaties, and capital ship deliveries. And Aten will reject the compensation. If the compensation is rejected or cannot be paid, the wrong party may petition the judge to grant them retribution justice. If the judge grants a duel of assassins, then the death court will be established, and capture and kill warrants will begin to be signed. That is where Atenchar will make her mistake. Retribution justice is a double-edged blade. If she just accepts the compensation, she would strike a one-sided economic blow to the Faen. But a death court serves as a clearinghouse for any cases between the two factions. Other cases, wrongs, and injustice can be brought to the death court, even if they have nothing to do with the Highwind Orbital. But both sides can bring cases. You think you have such a case? I do, in fact, have a case. Aten does not know that we too will be waiting for a duel of assassins. But I need you to help me stall the case and gather further evidence for a death court hearing. How will a separate legal case help you strike a blow against Char? First, we have to assume that Atenchar refuses my father's just compensation. But that is already what the Faen spy courts have heard. She will refuse compensation and demand retribution justice. She will demand to get her pound of flesh the old-fashioned way, the bloody way. In a conflict of retribution justice, both sides must follow the ritual forms. Any violence and damages are contained and channeled to avoid larger-scale conflicts. It is tradition. It is the way of Shajun law. By demanding a duel of assassins, Atenchar opens the door for us to take death warrants out against those she holds dear. Even as she takes out a death warrant on your sister Valencia? She thinks she will win the conflict by striking the most decisive blow, but she does not know that I am lurking in the wings, ready to strike. Alright, so, you're planning your vengeance against Char already? The feud between the Char and Faen is much older than me or my father. It goes back before Calgon's time. But the Highwind Orbital, whatever the truth of the matter, makes it a blood feud. And the blood feuds only end one way, when one side is completely eradicated. I want to be sure that the Faen are not the ones left dying in a pool of their own blood. Tell us how we can help, we can get started right away. Just as Calgon has chosen Valencia as her heir, Princess Atenchar has her son. Heirless Char. Heirless is your target of her case? 2 years ago, Heirless was commanding a military vessel that integrated an ultimate mercenary ship called the Zolta. During the search, one of the Heirless soldiers attacked and killed one of the Zolta's officers. And just like in Valencia's case, the responsibility falls up to the captain. That is correct. The officer was Thomas Vento, son of the powerful Judge Cero Vento. Judge Cero started a legal case immediately. Ariel's defense was that it was an accidental killing. Crew on both sides were involved in the spat. Unfortunately, the case is now wrapping up. The judge is about to rule on compensation for the Vento family. Then how is the case of any use to us? I have come into new information on the case. In fact, I have proof it was a targeted killing. An assassination. That would be enough to demand a death court warrant from a death court. Where do we begin? The first step is to delay Cero Vento. She may be ready to put the case behind her, but we need her to petition the court for a chance to present new evidence. You will need to visit Cero and convince her to keep the case open for her son, for justice. What if she chooses to close the case and take the compensation instead? If she hesitates, I will max whatever compensation she was going to get from the char. Credit for credit. That is too good of a deal to turn down. Whoops. Alright, so basically, like, you know, where he said something about, like, you know, he's offering missions for us now, by the way, but whatever. So basically, like, you know, now basically, you know, see stuff here. So, what is the new evidence you've uncovered? We have found proof that Thomas's killing was not accidental. It was a targeted murder. Early in the day of the murder, Ayla's char and his ship interdicted another ultimate subversion, the Orion. His crew and officers searched the ship and asked about a man matching Thomas's Vento description. So, they were searching for the judge's son. If they were looking for him on our ship, then there is no way that it was an accident. They sought him out and murdered him. The why of it doesn't matter, but we have witnesses from the first ship. I found an officer and 2 crew members from the Orion who will testify against Aurelius. We must get word to Cero Vento. This changes the entire case. Tell us more about Ariel's char. The Char dynasty has always had military heretics in history. It has led them to clash against the Faen again and again. Ayla's char serves in Develta's military and his mother's system in his mother's system. He's had a decorated career, but he is a fraud. Is there no reason that he would come after the Vento family? Of course. Judge Cero Vento have ruled against his mother and people on multiple just cases. Then the motive is clearly revenge. We need to prepare for travel to Cero's system. Travel safely, Captain. I am placing a great deal of trust in you and credits at your back. Alright, so that's basically, you know, Erik there, by the way, done. Now, no way we're probably going to do Erik's timeline, or like, his storyline, basically, for this game, so that's just, you know, some of us throw out there. So, basically, you know, chasing sufficient, that's basically for Valencia. You got other stuff for, like, you know, Fane's, like, you know, Caligan here. But we want to get to the latest summit. This is for, you know, Judge Cero Vento. So we're going to stop this one right here. Notice, by the way, you get, like, a bonus when you have, like, you know, rank of, like, your military stuff here, so we're getting a rank for this now, which is nice. This is going to actually take us all the way up to Hunter's Quarter, which is basically a way, you know, a ways away, but whatever, we'll take it anyways. I think for this one we got a long time ways to do it, so, you know, we're pretty good on that front. And, this is looking for it. Oh, I never actually looked at, that's, you know, storyline. Well, we'll talk to her, I guess, and you'll see what that's all about first. So, well, actually I clicked there, but whatever. I hope you've been listening and watching, Captain. It's easy to get caught up in the surface of the storyline. What everyone is talking about, the distraction. What do you think everyone's missing? Can you honestly say that you aren't skeptical about Atenchar's likely story? Every single soul aboard the Highwind died. Every last record of the secret and potentially illegal research was lost. Not a stitch was recovered or backed up elsewhere. Now you mention it. But no one's paying attention because there's a legal case and a threat to Valencia's life. What do you think Aten is trying to hide? Is it too far-fetched that she bombed her own orbital to make the research disappear? It's very elaborate, but only as far-fetched as the claim that the research was completely lost in the explosion. Or perhaps the entire plan was to make Aldo Bastille disappear. Chief Scientist Bastille, you think he didn't die? Everyone thinks it is hyperbole when you hear about the most brilliant man in a generation. Not with Bastille, that is no exaggeration. What if he was spirited away to a secret laboratory where he could work out of sight? You have a lot of conspiracy theories. Because I'm looking past their front and their big loud legal case. It's a distraction. If it was true, would it clear the case against Valencia? That depends entirely on what we would be able to prove. We would need hard evidence if it was to have any effect on legal proceedings. The Tenchar already has a heap of evidence. She was not shy in showing it to the Arbiter. Of course she has evidence. If this is her own plot, you don't think she's smart enough to cover her own tracks? She had enough to scare the Arbiter away. Estelle has no stomach for this. She couldn't be bothered to risk her own political aspirations and the Union's cause. It didn't take much to run her off. You saw that. Shouldn't we take this to Caligan? My brother already has enough to worry about already. He's fighting the legal case in every way he can. He has an uphill battle on his hands. If we aren't able to prove Sheriff's guilt, then Valencia's fate will be determined by his work. We don't need to burn him with this. So, you're asking us to do this on the sly? Yes, I am, Captain. This mission is between us and us alone. You plan to keep Valencia in the dark as well? Why get their hopes up? Alright, so... your conspiracy theory is weak. So, you're caught up in the front as well. As Tenchar is lying through her teeth and covering it with threats to Valencia's life. If you change your mind, I'll pay you with your own treasury for your own work. And then we get to her story missions there. So, basically they all offer story missions, and that's all the stuff there. So, you know how important it could be to the entire family. We are well aware that we're working on it. And we can basically look for her, basically here, Conspiracy in Motion. That's her mission, basically, to, go and find, this, guy basically, ran off. I think right now we're going to do Erik's mission, though, because I think I like them a little bit more for, my ability to basically have his character going, so we'll do that. Now, I'll note this episode's actually been kind of long, but it's basically been just a bunch of story time for the most part. I think right now... I do want to get this out of the way before I go, elsewhere, I guess, so... we'll try and get this out of the way over here in Thunder's sector, apparently. Before we do that, though... let's just go to... we'll go to my mechanics, see if she has any missions, for her Hunter's Arm or Hunter's, Eggs, I guess, right now, so... we'll do that. And because I have access to the refinery, I can buy and sell cargoes for my own faction now at least. So there's that too. I'm going to a luxury pop, so we can take this up to him. So we'll go up here to Thesis Hold. We're just going to set up a bunch of missions right now for these guys if I can find them. So we'll do that. And here's a merchant. We're going to say hi to him. Hi, merchant. No rep for it, but oh well. Okay, let's land here. Say hi to my friend. We can sell this for a little money now. Ah, it's so nice selling to join a faction. I have, by the way, pissed off, the people in the trade band early on sometimes. It never ends well. Alright, do you have any missions for me that I could possibly pick up? So, by the way, there's no conflicts right now, so we just have missions that influence allies or other stuff like that. So we'll sit that a few times like that. We have some collateral. That's basically to do negotiations. We're not going to do that one. Full Trader Hall. So we have to get some methane fuel to Red Talon's Rift. I do have to that would be technically in the way to go, but here's one of our Hunter's Quarter. That's basically electronic components again. Another full trader cell, Hunter's Quarters for hydrogen fuel. I might pick up this one. It's okay, simple one to do. Bolt transport, just go to Hunter's Quarter and I think we've already pissed off Zenra enough. I could take that mission, but I At this point, I don't want to piss these guys off, Simon, or like Javits, so I don't think I want to do that mission for. Don't want to, like, you know, pissing off, like, you know, them more. And this is a ranked delivery. Basically have to find hydrogen fuel for her right here. Sure, why not? We'll go do this right now. And pre-trade transport, so we'll set that one. This is a local mission that requires me to get electronic components, which is not the easiest thing to find again, so oh, I actually have 2 missions for hydrogen fuel for this guy. It's already firing in Hunter's Lake, you know, thing here, I guess. And they do have a refiner here. I might be able to pull off, like, you know, that mission as well. I just have to bring hydrogen fuel to him and, like, you know, do it again. Sure, we'll take it. Commodity delivery. She wants me to deliver something to her again. Hydrogen fuel again. We'll accept it. Yeah, I'm picking up a lot of, like, you know, missions here, like, to get hydrogen fuel to her, which is fine. By the way, rank delivery, basically, you know, have to get 4 for her. Commodity delivery, basically have to get, like, you know, 5 for her. You know, also, ways of her, she, like, does, as, like, a lot of these, like, you know, missions, like, do, like, these, like, you know, commercial things. And, you know, it's a fairly, like, easy way to get rep if you want to do that type of thing. Which I say, you know, nice thing to do. By the way, if I expect from rep, like, you can recruit people, like, you know, lots of infants as a result. Well, we need to get her infos up for it, but, you know, we can do lots of stuff for her, as you can see. You know, let's just pull this off real quick. We're just going to go down here. I'm going to buy, like, the hydrogen fuel I need. We'll land. Buy some of the fuel I need, apparently. We'll go back. I mean, easy missions, I'll do easy missions real quick, right? So, there we go. There's those. I don't have to get, like, 7 more for it, but that's fine. Let me just go down to, say, Halley's Hope, get some more here. I should be actually, like, taking stuff to refineries, but, you know, they don't actually, you know, take much for scrap, so that's all I'm actually going to do with them. Buy 50 units of this. Let's get back up here. Here's an explorer, we're just going to acknowledge him. Be on our way. Tonight's fireworks begun. Or ended. The Voltus defeated Zenrin. So land here. Do this real quick. Boom. We get some money. We'll do this one as well. Boom. And I need to get 1 more for this one, apparently. So I was lacking by 1 for that one, but whatever. You know, let's go down to this refinery anyways over here, so we're going to do that too. Now we'll go up here. Here's a part. Acknowledge them, I guess. Might be going a little bit longer for this episode, but that's fine. Go land here. Apparently that's end over there for those guys. We're just going to buy 50 fuel, because why not? This is the really cheapest stuff, so I don't really care about the price for it. Get this back over here done. Basically, we're easy money to do like these quick match quests for, so boom, we got some money for it. I need 57, so we basically have hydrogen fuel for already, so we can do that right now. You know, I might just go say hi to the judge. And that'll be like what I'll do first, I guess. Oh, this is for hydrocarbon fuel, that's different. Special line for influencing us. Influencing Rychar's got a spy conflict. On the place I need to get myself hydrocarbon fuel, that's a bit different than, like, you know, hydrocarbon, you know, there's other stuff I'm just doing right here. We need this stuff here. And we need at least, 45 units of it, so... quite a bit of it. Land here. And I'll just buy 50 for it. Alright. I think at this point the plan will be that I'm going to go basically to do this mission next. We'll basically get this one done over there as well, and then we'll start making our way back here, like, you know, if you want to do this other stuff. I should be going to, like, my explorer, see what, you know, stuff he has basic for us, but, you know, we'll just get this done and we'll go from there. But that'll be for, like, next time. Story time for now is done, so take care.